As I mentioned before, we'll give people just a second to get set, and then we'll start the presentation. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Nick Hutchinson. I'm the Assistant Director of Support Service here at Grand Canyon Council, and I've been helping run the popcorn campaign for the last 3 seasons, making sure that we've got enough awesome things happening and opportunities to help our units and the scouts in those units fund their year of scouting. Whatever programs, whatever fees, whatever things that they've got going, we'd love to be able to help them however we can. And popcorn is one of the vehicles we have here at the council to be able to help do that moving forward. Let's see here. Let me make sure that we've got everything ready. I'm going to share a screen with you here. Well, give me a thumbs up. Can we see the presentation stuff? Awesome. Great. Well, let's start talking about popcorn. Popcorn is really one of the most exciting things that we do to help units and help scouts be able to fund their year of scouting, right? If you think about it for a second, you've probably got several different kinds of fees and costs associated with scouting for each of your units and each of the scouts inside of your units. Think about it this way. How much does it cost for a scout to be in your unit for the year? Right? Whether that's your own unit fees, whether that's the national registration fee, whatever those things are, you all probably have a little bit different amount that you're going to charge each of your units to be a part of scouting in that community, right? On top of that, we want every single unit to go camping, right? Every single unit should go camping with us, whether that's a Cub Scout unit that needs to go someplace like Arbarc, or even to one of the camporees or the Cub Scout adventures that we've got planned, like Kaibab, that's happening in October. That'll be a lot of fun. Whether you go to the powwow, all of those are going to have some kind of a fee associated with them. Popcorn is the way that we can help people have a zero or close to zero cost for scouting in their calendar year of being able to participate with everything that's going on, right? We've got a couple of different fundraising opportunities that we offer throughout the year. The big one is popcorn. The other one is camp cards. Camp cards, we've just come off of doing camp cards, and that's another smaller scale one. But after having seen approximately 100 units throughout the council do this, those units that participate in popcorn very rarely have a need to do any other kinds of fundraising throughout the year if they dedicate just a little bit of time with each of their units to make those things happen. We've got some folks that are in the room with us tonight that have been doing this for a long time. I saw Gary Vaughn come in. I've seen several different folks that have been engaged with popcorn for the last few years, and they can attest to what's going on as far as those go. Let's talk a little bit about what happened in 2022 and how you can get ready for 2023 and have an excellent way to get all of your kids, all of those scouts, your parents, and your units ready for 2023 moving forward to be able to have a successful year in popcorn. Let me do this. There we go. This is just big numbers and big picture, okay? In 2022, the council raised just shy of $1 million in popcorn. That's gross sales. But the number that you want to pay attention to is that number down there with the red circle around it. On average, if a unit participated with us in popcorn, they raised $13,767 gross, which is excellent, which is amazing as far as that goes. Now, popcorn works like this. We have to pay for product. So approximately a third of what that total is goes to pay for your product. A third of that also stays within the council to help us provide better programs. And then a third of that, the last third, stays with your unit. So approximately 35% of the total sale stays inside your unit to be able to fund all of that moving forward. So I'm going to ask the question really quick. Who can do the math in their head really, really fast? What's a third of 13,767? It's just over $4,500. Most of our units can function for the entire year, doing what they need to do and being able to provide camping program and all of the advancement and all of the other things that we do inside of a unit throughout the year, just off of that one opportunity. Okay, now we can break that down a little bit more, and I can show you a little bit more about why this is so easy for units that commit to doing it, especially with scouts that are there that can have a lot of fun while they do it. Okay, storefronts and wagon sales are what we call the traditional sales. Storefronts are what it sounds like. You set up a table outside of a retail store and sell the popcorn off of the table. Wagon sales are the door-to-door sales that some units choose to do, canvassing their neighborhoods and making that happen. Those units that participated in those two activities for us in 2022 averaged a sale per scout of just shy of $1,000, like Davis was mentioning in the opening, right? $985 per scout. That's over $350 per scout. That comes back to the unit that they can use for whatever they need to do, whether that's paying for all of your registration fees, whether that's paying for camp, whether it's uniforms, whatever the unit feels like is the most important, or where they feel like those things could be utilized the best, is we can make happen that way. Now that's with a very, very average sale. Okay, we have units out there that with minimal effort and just a more than average, an average for us when it comes to storefront sales is participating in 2 shifts of storefronts. A shift of the storefront is approximately 4 hours, right? And that's the kind of, that number is what they're reaching with that kind of participation. We have some units that participate throughout the entire term of the popcorn sale that allows them to make quite a bit more, and they're able to fund their entire year. The nice thing is you can engage at whatever level you would like to engage. Something that lots of our units don't know is you don't have to touch anything if you don't want to. You don't have to touch any product. You don't have to touch any money if you don't want to. Many of our units, if you have a feeder pack, especially like Webelos that have been engaged with popcorn, they're already doing the popcorn sale and they're used to this process. We have online sales that are available where you don't have to do a thing. They'll drop ship everything directly to them. I would encourage you that if you've got Webelos that are crossing over into your unit, and they've been doing popcorn in their unit, allow them to do the online sales without any issues, because that's just passive income for everything, right? And I see a question in here as far as that goes, was what's the average unit size, number of scouts? In Grand Canyon Council, it ranges between 18 and 25. Okay, we have some that are smaller, we have some that are bigger. Okay, if I remember right, that's where we're at with that one. But all of those online sales that your Webelos can come up with are going to kick some of that income directly to your unit. right? If you have never done popcorn and you're really nervous about it, I would encourage you to try just the online portion of the sale. That online portion means you don't have to touch any product. You don't have to touch any money. You just have to do the sharing portion of it through your social media campaigns. We've got all of those tools set up. There's a bunch of options for you to be able to have postings that are already done through our through the trails and resources that are pre-baked. You can put your information in them, post them on social media, and see what kind of things you can have come through that way. The biggest thing is, when it comes to that, is, let me make sure I've got this selected, right? In 2022, 94% of our traditional sale was logged through technology. We only had, what is that? 16% of any of the money that was handled was cash that had to be turned in to anybody at any one time, right? It makes it really easy for your treasurers. It makes everybody feel a lot better about not having to have scouts and little ones handling all of that cash and losing stuff, or being able to make those things happen. We're trying really hard here at the council level, as well as with our partnership with Trails End, who's our vendor, to make things as easy as possible and to increase the amount of support and tools that you have available to you. Everything is done for the popcorn sale through the popcorn app. Each scout that participates will get their own login, and they can log those sales directly into that app, and they can take payments directly in that app. It uses any standard reader, whether you've got a Square reader, a PayPal reader that just plugs into your phone. You can take credit cards right there. You don't have to worry about any of those things happening, and it all just works really seamlessly. They've been getting very, very good at improving the quality, the stability, and the speed of the app over the years that we've been utilizing it to make it really sing for everybody. Now, some of you will that have been doing this for a little bit know a little bit about what kinds of products we have when it comes to the popcorn sale. And we've got some new things that are out there as well. Let me show you some of the options that we have. Our price points have not changed from year to year. We made a commitment to everybody that we were going to keep the price of our popcorn the same from last year to this year. We're holding that end of the bargain up, and we're making sure that we've got more options. Last year we had several different caramel options, and they've given us some different mixes this year, which is exciting. Here's what the product mix for 2023 looks like. And there's some cool things that are happening here. The new one, there's two new items that are on our list here. The first one is s'mores popcorn. Now, some of you are going to say, but it's chocolate and we're in Phoenix. It's 113 degrees. Don't worry about that. They actually had us in mind when they built this. It's not a physical like drizzle of chocolate. It's a powder flavor kinds of things that they've got going. We've had an opportunity to taste test it. It's actually pretty good. It tastes like what you would expect to a Scout's s'mores at a campfire to taste like. It's a lot of fun. The other new product that we have out there is the Skinny Pop. They're the snack packs that are in that top right corner, giving people an option for a healthier snack rather than all of the sugar-coated everything. If you looked at this offering last year, we had no less than 3 different caramel kinds of popcorn. We still have caramel popcorn in the salted caramel option, but we're getting away and making that offering a little bit more robust for everybody. We do have chocolate covered pretzels. Yes, those are real chocolate covered pretzels. However, those only happen at the very end of our sale, and they get delivered in December when it's not 113 degrees outside. And that's the only time that people can order them. that has become a really popular Christmas gift for folks as they end the season and make all of that happen. They're actually pretty good as well. I like taking a couple of bags of those home with me. I buy a couple of bags and take them home to the family because they really like those as well. They're constantly trying to improve the makeup and the flavors of everything that are out there. And this year they're touting the improved flavor of the white cheddar popcorn that's going to be available. That's one of the highest sellers for us in this council. Depending on the location, depending on the breakup of people and the demographic, different things sell in different ways, and we get popular things that happen. Our number one most popular product that gets sold here in this council is the Unbelievable Microwave Popcorn, the Unbelievable Butter. That's our number one seller. Everybody sells that one out quite a bit. If you had to bifurcate that down a little bit for us, one of the discontinued things that happened this year, which is unfortunate for some folks, they used to have what they call blazing hot popcorn. Unfortunately, that was spicy popcorn, and they discontinued that one. And we had a couple of areas that really liked that one, and we're kind of bummed about that opportunity, but I think s'mores will fit right in there with that opportunity to happen that way. If you have questions about things like allergens, or if you have things about the questions about the nutritional facts, there's a couple of QR codes down there on this slide for you to be able to take a look at. I'll share this slide deck with everybody, or make it available to everybody after the fact, so you don't have to worry about those things happening very fast, but we can definitely share this with everybody so you've got all of that information moving forward. All right, looking forward to 2023. These were on this slide. There's a lot of information. The thing that you want to get out of this slide here is this was promises made to us by Trails End. And the big information that's on this slide here is saying they are here to help us figure out what your initial mix, your initial order will look like, okay? They will auto-populate recommendations on your first order. So we want to make this as easy as possible. Some folks have said, well, I would love to do popcorn, but I don't know what to order. I don't know what's going to be popular, and I don't want to get stuck with stuff. Trails End has got a lot of data on all of our sales, clear back through when we started doing things with Trails End before 2017. So they have a pretty good understanding of what's popular and what sells in our market versus what sells in other markets. And they can help us understand what a good mix looks like. So 10% of your mix probably needs to be s'mores, right? 15% probably needs to be white cheddar. 25% needs to be Unbelievable Butter, whatever those numbers are. I'm pulling those numbers out of the air, right? But they're dedicated and willing to help us, help you know what the best mix of popcorn will be for your very first order. We want to make sure that you have enough to make it from sale to sale. That brings up a good point here. We have multiple sale points during the campaign, so you don't have to worry about being stuck with product. You can order an initial order, and then we have a mid-sale where you can order more, so if you run out. And then we have a take order at the very end for you to be able to get additional product for those last-minute orders that have come up. Now, some of us are going to order things, and some things are going to sell and some things aren't going to sell, and that's just the nature of the beast. We also have a swaps page, what we call a swaps page, that'll go live on our Facebook page that's dedicated to fundraising and popcorn for the council, where you can put things in a live spreadsheet that says, hey, I have extra white cheddar popcorn that we're not going to sell. And you can put how many boxes or how many bags you have on that spreadsheet. And everybody else that's participating in the council can see that. And they'll be, if we have other units that say, hey, I'm out of it and I would love some, we can transfer those things in between your units and help you be able to get rid of that unwanted popcorn to the best of our ability, and make it as easy for you to get rid of what you've got moving forward and have some fun that way. So we're trying to help as much as possible to give you a great experience as you get started with popcorn, or you get through the end of your season and say, oh my gosh, I don't have enough, or I just need 1 bag or 2 bags to fill out my stuff. When we can find it, we'll source it. Through that swaps page, we'll be able to help everybody make that happen that way. Okay. Before I move on, we're going to take a look at one more. For subsequent ordering periods. Okay, the speed of those things is we order, there are deadlines for all of our product. That timeline can be found on the support center and in the hub at GrandCanyonCouncil.org. We'll start sending all of those dates out and everything to everybody that's signed up here shortly, but it's usually 2 weeks. We hope that you'll order your initial set, your initial product, then you'll go through 2 weeks of product sales. In the second week, you'll say, oh, I'm going to need more of X, and you'll place your mid sale, your mid order sale, and it'll turn around and you'll get it the following week. So we're trying to be as quick as possible to make sure that you can get product when you need it. I always try and have additional product on hand as well after each of those orders. So if you run into a snag and you say, oh my gosh, I can't wait until the next order, you can contact me or contact one of your district ambassadors, popcorn ambassadors. We have 6 stellar folks that are volunteers that are helping with popcorn in each of your districts. They've been doing popcorn for a long time. They understand what the process looks like. They know how to help you with the online tools, with the ordering, with the swaps pages, all of those things. We have great people that are there to help along the way, and we can make those things happen that way. Let's see, now we're going to move on to here. So what it comes down to in reality is, if you're not signed up yet, you need to get signed up. Everything that we do is done through our online system. The ordering, we go out and we find, or with the help of Trails End, we find a bunch of stores throughout the valley in all of your areas that are willing to have you set up storefronts, tables out front of stores to sell the product and get things out there for them. We have a system that allows you to sign up for those storefronts right through the app. If you're a leader, you'll have a login that you'll be able to see each and every one of your scouts. You'll be able to track their progress, help them set goals, and be able to guide them through that whole process. But you'll also be able to sign up for storefronts and have opportunities to utilize some of those places that we've already contacted. You can also reach out if you have local stores in your own community that you know would be happy to have scouts come and sell in front of their store. You can reach out to those, and we have support materials to be able to help you do that as well. But we've tried to get this year, I think we have over just shy of 10,000 hours worth of storefronts available for you to be able to select from. And as I mentioned before, we try and do them in blocks of 4. So we do a morning and an afternoon of storefront opportunities, right? Most of the time, units can get all of their fundraising done in 2 storefront days of making everything happen, right? You can sell over $1,000 worth of popcorn in an 8-hour period. And that means that you could have each of your scouts sign up for 2 4-hour blocks, whether it's all in one day, spread out over a weekend, spread out over a couple of weekends, and you could hit your fundraising goals with those scouts pretty quickly. For the amount of time that you have to invest in it, the return and being able to help all of your scouts fund their year is what I would say is probably worth it the most. You're lucky for being here in this breakout tonight, because I get to give you a little bit of an insider information. The storefront selection process starts July 11th. So if you're already signed up for popcorn, awesome. You'll get in on that process and get signing up for storefronts as soon as they're open and ready to go. If you're not signed up for popcorn and you want to get engaged and involved, now is the time, because we don't want you to miss out on some of those most popular places and options for folks to be able to sell their popcorn and make things work. So please do follow that QR code that's on your screen now, and you'll be able to, it'll take you to the Trails End website where you'll sign up for popcorn. You'll elect somebody that will serve as what we call the popcorn kernel, spelled like a kernel of popcorn. It'll be awesome. And they'll get all of the information. They'll get emails about things that are coming up, ways that we can help, and make sure that we can be ready for everything. Okay. Yes, top sellers. We do have a little bit of an incentive for some of our top sellers. Top sellers do start there. They get one selection ahead of everybody else, but that's one or two options of thousands and thousands of hours. Those will happen that way. Okay. That's the really exciting stuff. Does anybody have questions that I can help answer, or things that you would like to know a little bit more about when it comes to popcorn, and we can help get you on the right path and the right foot to have a successful campaign? Ah, okay. I see. Does the unit pay up front for popcorn? No. What'll happen is you'll get it all. You'll order your popcorn, and then what will happen is they'll take out the cost of popcorn off of your app sales. They'll just deduct that as you sell your popcorn, and then everything will get pushed to you as you go throughout your sale. Now, some folks may need to settle up at the end if they have additional popcorn left over or things like that. But yes, there is no upfront cost to be able to get engaged and involved. We do have one incentive. Thanks for those that are talking about that a little bit. We have one incentive for folks that do participate in popcorn. For scouts that sell over $1,500 in popcorn during the sale, they will get what we call a camp incentive. And that camp incentive is $125 towards one Grand Canyon Council program. So if you want to use it for summer camp, you could apply $125 of your camp credit to a summer camp experience, whether it's a Cub Scout experience or a Camp Geronimo experience, or you could use it for things like NYLT or maybe Camp Kaibab. But it's a single use kind of a deal. You'll be able to make those things happen and choose which program you would like to be able to use that campership for moving forward. So yes, $1,500 is the number. We've had to up it a little bit this year. We're trying to get folks to keep going and have a great opportunity to make those things happen. Okay. Anybody else have questions? Feel free to pipe in or type a question in, and we'll make those things go. Yes, the commissions are staying about the same as last year. I see that question from folks that have been doing this for a little bit here. Will sellers get a patch at the end of the sale? Yes, everybody that sells will get a patch. We have a stellar seller popcorn patch that's exciting. We're also looking at a couple of options for our heroes and helpers donations. That's a subsequent little program that I'm working on, a special patch for those folks that actually help us do some heroes and helpers stuff. Gary, I see you have a hand up. What kind of questions can I answer for you, sir?
That's all right. You covered it already. You got it. Thanks.
Perfect. I like answering questions that I know the answer to. How about that? Another one, Gary?
Yeah, I changed my mind. Let's see here. You said that the top sellers were going to get a chance to pick a time before the others open up.
Take a look at the leaders guide for 2023.
Okay.
That'll give you a lot of that information as far as what that looks like.
Okay, so it's not necessarily on the 11th. Also, it may be a day sooner or something.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
I believe the 11th is the day for the top sellers, and then it happens the day after that for everybody else. I see a question here that says initial popcorn pickup is still with the Mesa Food Bank. I'm actually talking with them right now. Traditionally, yes, we use the Mesa Food Bank as our distribution site. They're getting back with me to confirm that whether or not that's going to happen or not. We don't see any reason to believe that it isn't. So yes, we will do the initial distribution of all of our popcorn through the, right now the plan is to go through the Mesa Food Bank, and that'll be, we've got it down to a pretty good system where we can get you in and out pretty quick as far as that goes. Let's see. Yes, you did hear correctly that all sellers and scouts will get a patch if they participate. If you have a sale, you'll get a patch. Let's see. Other questions? Amazon, oh, I see another one. Another thing that is a part of this sale is more of the incentives are based around Amazon gift cards. Dollars that are sold earn scouts points towards Amazon gift cards. I believe it's basically $1. $1 equals 1 point or 1.25 points. I'll have to double check on that one. But all of that information is on the support center. And as they accrue those points, they'll be able to turn those points in for Amazon gift cards that they can then purchase whatever they want with from Amazon. And they start accruing those points immediately from the very first sale that they do. There's no limit as far as that goes. Okay. The full lineup should be online in the support center now. All of the products should be there. The updated information should be available there. If you have questions about those things, please do feel free to shoot me an email, give me a phone call. I'd be happy to chat with you about that. Your specific district ambassador for popcorn is also listed on the popcorn page in the support center. They will be happy. They'd be happy to walk you through that process, get you started, help you sign up, do all of those things as well. Okay. Awesome. Let's see. There is a leader's guide, basically a participation guide for anyone that would like to get more information about the popcorn sale here in Grand Canyon Council. Do visit support.grandcanyouncouncil.org, and right at the top of the right-hand side of the page is popcorn resources. and popcorn information. You'll be able to find out a lot more about what that looks like for your unit, put you in contact with people that can help you and get you excited to go. The other thing that's exciting is in August, the end of August, we have planned a large popcorn sellers kickoff where you can bring your units and your scouts to the herd. And we're going to teach each of your scouts at different stations how to have a successful sale, right? What does your pitch look like? How do you talk to adults? How do you set up your table? What does the app look like and how do I use it? Different things like that. And then at the end of that session, we have a big old pool party planned for utilizing the pool up there at the herd. It was a riot last year. We had a bunch of people show up and they swam in the pool until the lights went out and everybody had a good time and they went home. We'd love to do that. We have snacks and treats and be able to just have a big old pool party while people come and learn how to do their sales. We'll have some information that's leader specific as well. So you can learn how to support your scouts as they go about that process and make those things work as well. More information about the kickoff should be coming up here in the next week or so as we get that information buttoned down and ready to go. End of August, I believe it's the Saturday there. Last Saturday in August is the date for that kickoff. We'll make sure that we blast out a bunch of information about that via the Facebook pages and the hub and all of those things as soon as I have all of that information buttoned up for everybody. All right. Let me show you. Why don't we do this? Since this is available here, you get to see my pretty rocks for a second. And then I'll show you what's going on here. From GrandCanyonCouncil.org, you can go to the support center. And right here at the top, units and earning is a resource for popcorn and popcorn fundraiser resources. Okay. Here is all the information that you want to know about popcorn. Here's your key dates. The 26th is the date for our council kickoff with the pool party. Our first order will be due on August 25th, right? And we'll wrap everything up before Thanksgiving. That second weekend in November, we'll make sure that everybody's wrapped up so you can have a happy Thanksgiving for everything. Okay. This is where you'll learn more about the prizes, the incentives, the things that we'll be talking about that way. More information about the app and how to get signed up for that. There's the information about your storefront sales and when people are going to be able to do their picks. Also more information about orders. And here is probably the information that is most valuable for most of you here. If you don't know who your popcorn ambassador is yet, here's contact information for each of the districts and the ambassador for you. I'll make sure that you get an option here. We'll include this. I'll put this in a slide at the end of everything for you, and you can contact them directly if you would like that way. As always, I'm listed there. My name is Nick Hutchinson. You can call or email me, and I'd be happy to chat with you about those options as well. And we can keep going from there. So that's where all of that information can be found and make those things happen. Does anybody else have questions, anything that they'd like to chat about before we let everybody go for the evening? Awesome. Again, thank you so much for being here. I know that getting kids involved, getting scouts engaged and involved to help them have an ideal year of scouting with the programs that they want to do, that helps us provide excellent programs, keep kids engaged, and have an awesome opportunity for all of our families, whether they're small, large, or otherwise. We'd love to be able to have everybody get engaged and involved, giving people an opportunity to fund their year of scouting with little effort and with dedicated resources that will help along the way is one of my big passions. I want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to participate in whatever programs and whatever opportunities that they get. If you have questions, if you have concerns, if you have want more information, feel free to talk to, again, myself. You can talk to your DE. You can also talk to any of those folks that are listed there on the website, and they'll be happy to chat with you more about popcorn, help you get pushed in the right direction, to find the resources, get signed up, and be ready to have a successful term this coming season. Thanks again, everybody, for being here. I sure do appreciate it. We'll make sure that this gets posted for everybody along with all of the other Roundtable resources that are going out. And we'll talk to everybody here a little bit later. I'll stick around for just a few minutes if anybody wants to have an offline conversation in here. But if you don't have any other things, feel free to drop off. I'm happy to have that happen. We're happy to help however we can. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you.